Welcome to part 2 and things that need to change for GTA 6, and we're going to go right into number 6 on the list, which is gunplay. Right off the bat, I think one of the biggest issues with weapons and gunplay is the fact that there is no recoil. Now, you might think that, no recoil, makes it easier to use weapons. Well, that's the problem. There is recoil, but it's so minuscule that you can't actually notice the difference between specific weapons, and even across weapon classes. All of the weapon classes fire almost identical. There is a you shoot with like certain powerful weapons, or the single fire weapons, and there's like a little bit of recoil, but ultimately the shot is going to place regardless. The recoil is basically like a pseudo recoil. It's just to show an effect of the movement of the gun, but there is no penalty for that recoil. And the other thing is close quarters. I feel like there was a lot missing with close quarters. I feel like I was engaged in certain firefights where it just did not feel that I had the upper hand, regardless of me, getting the drop on some enemies. This is specifically AI. However, I did spend a lot of time in the drop zone adversary mode, which was a lot of fun. It just felt like I said, earlier, with the lacking recoil, it doesn't give that feeling of competitiveness due to the fact that since the weapons lack recoil, it allows every player to basically be exactly the same. And the issue also applies to AI because they literally have no response to the recoil, and they can shoot from insane distances with any weapon and still get their shot. Alright, number 7 on the list is Grindy Progression. I think this is important to include because I had my own experiences before I even got the submarine and access to Cayo Perico, where, basically the free arcade in Paleto Bay was so far out of the way. You can see me literally hitching a ride on the train and AFKing. Sometimes the casino heist would be bugged, and the movement of the guards would stop. Everything would just stop for some reason, and there was no access to getting into the vault without alerting the guards. So I would have to restart my whole heist. I had to buy a second copy of the game and complete the heist solo. I was in a mission with this one guy, and it was a facility mission for the coroner office area. This guy crashes the helicopter at the waypoint, and he left, and I had to find a new squad, which was a process in itself. And the requirement of more than one person for a lot of missions that could have been done solo is another nuisance that causes the progression to be extremely grindy. Number 8 on the list is Overdone animations and Underdone animations. Now, for the Overdone animations, there'll be, I feel like the one that most affected me was eating snacks while in combat. There were a few times where I was trying to replenish my health while being shot at, but the slow animation took over rather than the quick tap and filling the health bar. And second one for here is the unskippable facility entry animation and this unskippable submarine animation. Now, there's a few other overdone animations, but I feel like those two are like the main ones, and it can get a little bit annoying after like the third or fourth time. And the underdone animation is trying to throw a grenade through a window where it just bounces off this invisible wall, and you can't throw the grenade through a window. That's pretty annoying. Number 9 is controls. When I first started playing, I had trouble aiming my character and keeping her from feeling so wonky. I slowly learned that aiming my gun in the direction I wanted to go was the most efficient and saved me when I was on rooftops and other high spots. Another thing is lack of being able to look further upward with the camera because it's locked with the world floor. An example of that is like during a stunt race, even though you're on a level with the car, the camera will not look further up ahead of you, so you can see at even though that path is at a certain angle. Because, like I said, because the camera is locked to the world floor and not to where your base is of your car or your feet. Number 10 and final on the list is the run button, and I'm going to also include the click to loot button. Now, for the run button on keyboard and mouse, which I play on, is shift and you have to hold W. At least I don't have to tap, but there'll be times where I'll stop moving and stop running, but my character will continue to move, and it can cause a little bit some failure sometimes for me. And it's the same with underwater, where my character, when you have to press shift to move, and a shift alone, you don't have to press the W key at the same time to move forward. But the movement, when you stop pressing shift, the character will keep like drifting in the water, and a lot of times it can end in catastrophic failure for a mission or just being underwater too long. And for the click to loot is obvious. I feel like or click or tap to loot, it's just, for me, it's just too many entries for a specific table of loot or something like that. If I could just hold it like the drills in the casino vault, that would be absolutely amazing. Okay, that is my remix of Watch Mojo's 2020 list of what could change for GTA 6. I appreciate everyone for watching this far and giving me the support. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you would like to stay tuned for more of my videos in the future.